Stay Out launched on Steam in 2019 and is now set to get a crazy update that is going to change the entire game for the better. This video is going to cover the key things that are changing. There's a ton of information out there that no one seems to know about, and I'm eventually going to cover all of it piece by piece in an in-depth video. Most of the information I've gotten has been translated from Russian from the website VK, where the developers have a page, and the official website for Stalker Online, which is Stay Out's Russian sister client. Right now, I'm going to lay down the basics of what we know about the update so far and how some of these changes are absolutely crazy. Although, forewarning, we do not know when the update is coming, we know it's coming soon. First of all, they are completely reworking progression and leveling and reputation, modernizing an absolutely ancient and universally shitty system that, although made the game unique, needed some fucking love. This change will effectively scale current experience into a singular level and increase what would be the game's level cap significantly, so everyone has more to work towards. The developers haven't told us the exact ratio everyone will be scaled to on the new system, but the new cap is 150 for total level, and they state specifically that even players with 30-30-30, the game's current max, will have wide scope for improvement. This thing zoomed out resembles something from Path of Exile, and they say as of right now, players will be able to attain around a third of the skills on the tree. In addition to this massive rework are changes to the skills you actually get when you level, fleshing out more builds, and adding new dynamics and diversity to your character and playstyle. These new skills are not limited to, but include, new crafting, medicine, weapon skills, things of that nature that have slight effects that are kind of tangible in the game, such as slight reload speed changes, certain effects with weapons, or med effectiveness, things of that nature. This is a huge improvement, and these are a lot of things that I have to unpack in a better video where I spend a lot of time getting into the blog posts. They break down every individual tree, and we will get into that in the other video. I just don't have enough time in this video. In addition to the leveling and skill reworks, they are reworking weapon recoil entirely, as well as the weapon handling, apparently making recoil patterns more uniform and learnable, and striking a balance between the skill of the player themselves and the skill of the character themselves. This will bring performance of low and high-end weapons a little bit closer together in an attempt to shake up the meta, so that not everybody's using the same weapons and having a more variation in builds. I'm assuming that hand in hand with the skills that they're adding to the game, this is probably going to make more sense when we're playing it. They are polishing the game additionally with many quality of life improvements such as mag queuing. I think they should put this into the game immediately. I am so tired of spending 20 minutes packing mags. No more individually packing mags. Sounds so good. And they're finally introducing melee combat, which will change everything for new players. Not having to save so much ammo in the start of the game is huge and will probably make the game a lot more fun. It looks pretty crazy and brutal. I love everything that I see about it. And finally we have a use for the SKS bayonet. A rework on the crafting system itself is also coming, hand in hand with the new skill tree we mentioned before. This will end up adding thousands of items to the game in the form of lootable materials and craftables. This comes hand in hand with another change, the removal of most meds in the game from vendors. With this change, they've added many new types of medicines, but they now almost all have to be crafted, with the basics still being available for purchase through a regular NPC vendor. In my opinion, this is one of the most significant changes because it will completely upset the economy in a good and bad way. It will give people reasons to be out looting, opening up more avenues for income, and an overall healthier, busier player base and economy. Ironically, because they're getting rid of it. This gives crafters a real purpose and basically changes everyone's role in the game if you think about it, as only pure medicine crafting builds would be able to craft every medicine. And although I'm sure everyone will be able to somewhat sustain themselves and craft some medicines, it just further goes to show that they're trying to overhaul the whole economy and make it more fleshed out and self-sustaining and functions better than the one that we're kind of dealing with now. They're dropping another huge map, Black Forest. That will include a ton of points of interest, all new quests, and will bring us 2 badass new mutants that look absolutely fucking rad. They don't stop there though, they're also reworking all the other maps as you go to the new map. They intend to make the zone feel more dangerous everywhere, scaling in difficulty the deeper in the zone you go. They've added a slew of new additions to the environmental threat, so not only having to deal with the anomalies and the temperature that already exist in the game, there are new elements that will require gas masks and other protective gear to survive. Things like this have been implemented in the game in the past, and I think it sounds great. The devs also state that all of this content will be changing how the difficulty scales through the content, leading up to the new map. So it's basically going to be easier in the start and harder towards the new stuff. And alongside the new leveling system, reputation system, quests, monsters, and loot, it almost seems like this dream overhaul has given this game what it desperately needs in every aspect to actually be a successful game. It has a new gameplay loop entirely almost, and something for everybody. I think there's not a single part of the game that they're leaving untouched with this update, and it looks incredible. Okay, that was a ton of information, and this was supposed to be the short video. Like I said, I'm going to do an even longer version of this video where I'm going to go in depth, point by point, every dev blog post that I can find, and we're going to really get to the bottom of what's going to change in this update. We have no idea when it's coming. That is the bad news. We have no idea when it's coming. We know it's soon. I'm doing this video to spread awareness because most of the information so far is in Russian on a separate website, and they seem to not really care to update the Steam for the English player base. Here we are. I couldn't be more stoked about the news of the update, though. It seems like it's going to be great. The game is currently out on Steam, free to play, so check it out. I'll link everything down below. Please subscribe and like the video if you are into what I am doing here. I'm Krusty. Thank you for your time. Peace.